guys, welcome to the basement. Tonight we're going to do a little bit of customizing on our friend Beth's bike. She was so gracious enough to let us borrow it for a little bit, and we already put some fun red valve stems on her to match her nice red bike here, but now we're going to play with a little bit more. It is super easy to kind of customize your bike with little anodized pieces. Tonight we're going to play with switching out some of her headset spacers and give her a little bit of a pop of color in there, as well as her top cap. And this kit comes with some bottle cage bolts as well, so we'll give her a little bit of taste of that. All right, we'll kind of walk through basically how to take your stem off and replace some headset spacers. Make sure that it all goes back together nicely so you don't get left with either a loose headset or something that's too tight. So we'll kind of walk through that whole thing. Oh, you're ready. Okay, so first thing to think about whenever we're switching out any part of our headset is to keep in mind the spacing here is very specific. If you switch out your stem that has like a different stack than the stem that you already have, we want to make sure that we end up with the same spacing. So I'm going to take a look at how thick her spacers are. I think tonight we're just going to switch out this middle one with a nice red headset spacer just for a little subtle color there. So we're gonna have to take our stem off, take a couple spacers out, and we'll put this one right in the middle. And then we'll finish with a nice top cap on the top there. So first things first, we're gonna undo our stem bolts here.
And what tool are you using?
So this is going to be a 4mm Allen wrench. Most stem bolts are 4mm, some are 5mm, so just kind of got to look to see what's on your bike. And I'm going to loosen these bolts first, kind of alternating every other until that's nice and loose. And then what actually keeps everything together is this top cap bolt here. So this bolt shouldn't ever be super tight, but this is kind of what keeps everything all together. I've got the bike on the ground now, so my fork shouldn't fall out. I'm just going to kind of keep it steady here as I take the top cap off. Undo that. I'm going to gently remove the stem and kind of just let the handlebars hang here. Make sure that none of the cables are pulling too bad. All right, and so now I'm just going to slide these headset spacers off. This is your star nut down in the steer tube here. And since this red one looks to be about the same width as my old ones, I'm just going to slide that right on. Put another black one in here. And I should end up with the same spacing that I started with. All right. And then to get everything back together, I'm going to put a little bit of grease on my bolt here just to make sure that nothing corrodes or gets seized over time. And this one's actually a 5mm rather than a 4. And the order of which you tighten these back together is very important. So this top cap bolt here is basically a preload for your headset bearings. So you don't want to torque this super duper tight, otherwise your headset's going to be super stiff. And you want to make sure that it's not left loose, because then you'll also have like a little bit of play in your headset as well. So when you're putting your stem back on, we're just going to like finger tighten this. I'm going to check to make sure that all of the play is out of my headset as well. I'm going to grab the front brake and just kind of wiggle it back and forth and make sure I don't feel any play there. That feels good. And then I'll just make sure that my stem is straight. Actually, I'm going to straighten out the top cap too, because gotta make that look nice. Oh, I can't turn it. Eee! Well, that's going to bother me. If it bothers me, it might bother Beth. Can't.
Straighten your FSA too.
Oh man. Let's just redo all of this.
There you go.
There we go. Whoop.
I mean,
Whoop.
most things in our life aren't straight.
That's true. It's okay not to be straight, but you know, we're not going to force it on anybody.
Alignment is different.
All right. Just finger tight for the top cap again. Aligned. We'll use that word. No play in my headset. Now that my headset is tight, but not too tight, now I can redo the bolts on my stem. So basically, these stem bolts are going to lock that stem in place on your steer tube. But it's really your top cap that kind of keeps it all together. And you'll want to tighten these alternatingly. There's usually a torque rating listed on your stem, so make sure not to over tighten it. As a 7 Newton meter max. I'll just get that nice and snug. All right, no play. Whoop. Make sure it turns nice and freely though. Make sure it's not too tight. All right, now Beth has a little bit of color in her headset. Sweet. So this little set came with some bottle cage bolts as well, so we're just going to switch out some of her black ones with some red ones. 4mm Allen to get these off. I'm going to put a little bit of grease on my new bolts too, again, to make sure that they don't get seized over time. I used to have one of those little, yeah, little short ones. Yep, I think about those. That's true.
That looks so much better. Should take her stickers off too. Her free will sticker and her stem sticker.
Yeah.
Alright, fresh sealant, a couple of new bits and bobs. Just in time for the end of the season.
Just in time to hang it up for the entire winter.